Okay, guys, so we're back. I feel like I skipped over a couple things, and I'll address them now. The bend range is going to be based on semitone, and the number or value that you have that set to on the oscillator is going to determine how much the bending of the pitch wheel is going to go. So two would mean it would go two semitones up from whatever key that you are pressing it on. Detuning obviously is going to finally detune the oscillators, um, to kind of spread things out and make them wide in a detuned spread situation on a plus or a minus. And that would sum up what I need to talk about as far as that is concerned. Now let's talk about the modulation tabs and how they are working in conjunction with oscillator operation. So, let me mind my levels because I was clipping. We'll actually just turn it up to something we have here that you guys can access for free. We'll just turn to tempered metal like we were using before for the piano sounds. Now, we have oscillator 2 active. Oscillator 1 is off, but we have it synced up. So, let's take oscillator and make sure they're in the center. Let's take an LFO. We go to mod source 1, oscillator 1 pitch. The mod source, you need to mod source it and set the control up. So whatever you're setting it up to is what it's going to be. Now, if it's LFO1 to LFO1, then LFO1 is the total control and source. But you can set LFO1 up as a source to control LFO2. In case being we're not, and we're using this for pitch. Now, what we have to understand or realize is that oscillator 2 is still on fix, or oscillator 1's on fix, excuse me. Now I'll turn it up a little bit. So when you start adjusting this stuff, it has to be to taste. You have to kind of know exactly what you're going for and what you're trying to do. So we'll set the oscillator 2 on to fix. Now you hear how the information is starting to be let up. Starting to be let through. More apparent. So you can get some really nice sounds. Changing the octave for the oscillator 1, you know, it breeds a lot of cool type of textures. You just have to know what you're messing with, and also using different types of wavetables, using say tempered metal plus singing swords or something like that, or whatever, what have you. When you mix different types of wavetables, you get a different result, which introduces different harmonics into the spectrum, and they kind of like interact with each other more or less, and that's what's happening. And yeah. 9 singing swords, Try it out. And that was just on syncing. We didn't even bring ring mod in or any of that. Remember, oscillator 1 has no volume, but it still affects how it sounds. Now, if you want to really get into that deep, you just turn ring mod on, because something's a signal of 1 and 2, even though 1 and 2 have no signal at all, and then you have the raw ring mod signal. Which can be a little bit lower, so you have to turn up the volume on the master. So we use that for pitch. Now, let's recall an initialized patch preset. Go back to square one, and we'll discover and explore a little something more, and then shut this tape down because it's getting fairly long. We'll look at the tabs and what they do. Synthesizer's a bit mystified, so we will blow away the smoke and mirrors. So we'll take that LFO, set the delay to 1 to get the start phase to 0. That's what you have to do, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to set some stuff up. Thank you, Mr. Hawk, for sharing that tip with me. It's really cool. Go to Wave tab. Modulation 1. Source modulation. Or modulation 1 source is LFO 1. Modulation 1 control is LFO 1. There is no sync going on right now. Now, let's change to see what's going on. So, LFO 1, whatever you have your source set to, is going to affect what you have set to the control. And this list goes in the same exact order. And we'll bring that up on screen for you so you can see it. And if you need to really see it, then just download the free resource packet. That's your best bet. So there you have it. It's on screen. This is how it's ordered. And these will always be how they're always operating. So whatever you set the source to, you're going to set the control to. Now, LFO1 envelope is a little weird. It like releases or something when you see, release. It almost gives it like a delay type of effect, like a stutter step, like it goes and then it has that release note to go behind it. This tape is actually fairly long. Let's wrap it up and we'll chop it up again. Okay, I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.